Good afternoon and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. This is Carolyn and we are going to do some more base pages. I'm just having so much fun doing these base pages. I may never get pictures that go with them, but I'm not really worried about it. I'm just having fun playing with paper. So we're going to make 2, maybe 3 more base pages today. This one I think is going to be fun because I had some stuff gathered up. I've just got to put a background with it. I had these things pulled to play with together, and I thought that's perfect to make a base page with. I've had these are die cuts with a view, and I used to have a bunch of their stuff. I don't know if they exist anymore or not, but they had some really neat stuff. These are some little frames that I think I've used 1 or 2 of them maybe before, but they're really these neat little bitty frames. Now, I don't really, well, I won't say ever, but I rarely do pictures like this small. But what I did, I've been just using pieces of these frames in different layouts. And so today that's what I thought I would do, is use just as, you know, part of something, I don't know. Anyway, use parts of it. But look at this little pig. And I thought I had these scraps pulled, which I think this is the end of this. I loved this paper. And it's kind of got this peachy pink. It's got peach and pink and orange. So it's kind of got these weird combinations, but I love it. But I just thought this little pig was so cute with that. And then I had stuck this little flower in with it. It's like the last of its kind. And then for whatever reason, this is red on that side, I had stuck this white thing in there. And then I had this scrap that just goes with that, but look at this weird shape. But I think I'm just going to try to use it in that weird shape. And then these, so this and this little piece, this just random, it's a 4x6 that was in a little 4x6 pad that I've had, you know, probably 10 years or more. And so I'm going to figure out how to do something with these, but we've got to find, and then this is a scrap, a piece of paper that is that real pretty piece that I used the other day with those maroon flower cut files, if you watch that base page video. So that's what we're going to work with for this base page today. And I'm kind of excited about this one. When I found this, or had these things like stuck in this little baggie, I thought, I love that. I want to play with that. That's what I want to play with today. And so it'll have to be probably girly pictures, but I do have a few girly pictures. I have my trips, and I've got a few with my daughter or daughter-in-law. So anyway, I just pulled my stack of what I call my like peaches and things like that to see what we could find. Now that would go with this, but it doesn't really go with that. So I think that's too orangey. I wanted to get this going, and I really didn't have time to. I think that's a little too dark. Now that has potential. I like that. That's really almost the exact color of that part of the leaf of that flower. So let's pull that over here. I think that's another dark one. These papers have no order. They get so out of order in that. Is this the same as this? Yes, so I've already got that pulled. I really think that's my winner. That's the same. That's the same. That's too orange. That's too dark. Yeah, okay, I think that's our winner. So don't even waste any more time looking at that. Let me get these out of here. And we'll start playing with this. And it doesn't really matter. I'm just so excited about this little combination of stuff that I don't even really care. I'll find some kind of picture, but I'm going to make this look the way I want it to. I think I'm kind of out of frame here a little bit. I need to kind of get my business straightened out. Okay, maybe that'll work. Sorry about that. That'll work. So, I just don't know. I don't know. I just know I want to play with this. If I use this whole piece, I may cut it down. It's got a little ragged corner on it there. This may be the last of this paper. I kind of think it is. Of course, this has got a chunk cut out of it and everything, so I don't. Oh, here, let's just go ahead and we'll even this up. We may change it, cut it down or something else, but let's at least get it evened up. Okay. All right. But I just kind of was thinking a bunch of layers or, and I won't put pictures in this. And I may change to one of these other ones. This is just the first one I pulled out. Oh, I kind of like that lighter. Well, that blends right into that. So maybe the darker one. Now here's a darker one that has a little bit smaller. And you could layer these and do all kinds of things with them. I want to be sure and get this piece in. I love this piece. Maybe put that down the seam. I don't know. I just don't know, but I just know that I loved these papers and this you know, I may not have any of the background even showing when it's all said and done. I don't know. If we pull this over so that we can put this to the edge, I might cut that off so that it just fits under that frame or something. Move it over a little. And if I do that, then I could use this lighter frame because it's not touching that background that's so near the same color. Now I got to remember that I have to put pictures on here because it's going to be so much fun just to play with this stuff. I want this pig on here. I love this pig. So we're just going to have a cluster already made. Like I said, I don't even really care because I just want to play with this paper. What if we come down here with this busy paper? No, that's too busy to put behind my stuff. I think I may want to do the solid maybe here. Now I'm back to having this color on color, so I'm going to need to change to the darker frame. I would cut that off so that it is the same size as this. Or, no, I want more of that showing. No, I think I like this all the way down. Now I might could turn that so that I don't have to have a strip over there, and then cut that. I'm really like this little, and with all that framing on there, I just think these frames are cute on here. Get that to where it comes right in to that frame like that. And then that. And then, let's see what we can do. And I mean, I could even come in up here with more frame if I wanted to. If I wanted to do something like that, I could even come in with more framing. But I definitely want my little pig on here. I need to trim this. It's got some of the paper that was next to it evidently on it. Let's see if we can just go ahead and make that into a triangle. Trim just a tiny bit. This was evidently on a big sheet that had other colors next to it, because it's got a little bit of like this has a little yellow, and that had a little bit of something else. Get those off of it. Yeah. No, don't like that over there. You know, I almost may need I like that together, but it's almost like I need a scallop or oval or something in behind this. Let's see what, hang on just one second. Sorry, I'm just totally on the fly here. I'm sorry, I did not think about doing this, so just kind of on the fly. Let's see what we've got that we could put in under there. Let me look at some of these scraps, see if I have anything that might work. I've got that darker one. Let's see, I've got a scrap of this. Let's see if that's too dark. Just my big old scallop punch. Yeah, I like that. That helps that show up. I like that. I really like that. I don't know that I want to do that right now. I may do it at some point, or I may, do something else when the time comes. But for now, this is what I want. This is what I want for right now. So let's see how we need to go about doing this. All right, I'm going to just take this off, and I'm going to start with this piece. right here. So let's start by getting that down. Probably going to run out of tape. I've seemed to be doing that a lot lately. Yep, that one is. I can always use, yeah, I seem to be doing that on a regular basis lately. Yeah, I think they're all out. So let's just use our liquid. We're good. We're good with liquid. I like it better anyway. So I'm just about out of it too. I really came prepared, didn't I? Honestly, I saw this and I was just so excited. Well, when I saw this, I just loved it. And I thought, I want to put that together and I want to video it. Okay. All right, let's get this down and then we'll start building everything kind of off of it. Now I think, like I said, that this is the last of this paper that I have. And I loved it. It's beautiful. And again, it's not exactly what I always use because it's got that kind of sheen to it. And I'm not much of a sheen type person, but I do like it. Now I've got to figure out where I want this to be sure that it fits gets in behind so we don't have that, you know, that off line. So if we put that like that, and then we'll bring this in to there, and we'll actually over to there. Yeah, we'll bring that all the way over to there. I think like that. Okay, so let's get this down where I can and then I'll just trim it off. I'll get this part of it down and then I'll glue down the rest of it. Okay. I know that wasn't a very orthodox way to glue, but we're going to get it done. Okay. And then when we get that there, we can figure out where this needs to go, which is right. I want to bring that down to there so that it falls behind the frame lines. I want to keep this line straight. Got to get that down just a tiny bit further. Here we go. Okay. All right. All right, that's where that needs to be. Does that need to be inked? Maybe. What width? I don't know what I've got. I don't know what color I have I could ink that with. Because it's strange. I could always just do it in maybe the hickory smoke. kind of give it a, I don't know. I don't know. I may come back. I'm not going to glue that whole edge, and I may come back with a piece of the same color that I'm doing this with and do something right there. So I'm going to hang on to that. I'm not going to ink it at this point. I'm just going to glue it down, and I'm going to leave myself, you know, some place to be able to put something else in there. I just want to get this in place so that I know where it goes, and then I'll make that decision. Let's see if I can get this scrap over here that I used for my, just kind of trim it down a little. Trim off where I cut my, I'll trim this part off where I cut my scallop out of and see what we want to do up here. I was just thinking that I might come in with something right there. Let's lay our little frame on there and see what that looks like. Now it goes right there. I like just weird lines. Like I could come down to here, you know, cut this and let it come down and just leave that kind of odd shape there. Like maybe do something like that there is what I'm thinking. Because it's got those good colors in it. So let's cut that right about there. That brings that darker color in that I've got in the scallop. And I might even do the, let's see about this. I might even do the, like the title or something in that color. I'm just gonna cut away, kind of gut this out a little bit so it'll fit in under there. And we'll just see what we've got. If it doesn't work, we'll trash it. Okay, let's see what we've got right here. I do like that. I do like that. And then we'll put our little cluster down here. So let's get that in there. As you can see, I really didn't have anything planned for this other than just knowing that I wanted to use those fun papers all together. That's all I knew for sure. All right. Something about like that. Now, I'm not Terry Rice. I'm not going to get out my T-square. I'm more like Shannon, like, you know, it is what it is. Let's try that before it dries too much to see if we like it. Yes, I do. I do like that. I like that pop of dark color. And then, like I said, I could do something with a title maybe in that dark color also. Okay, I do like that. So I think the next step is to put this down. I have another one today that I'm going to use some frames with, and I'll, if I get to it, if I don't take too long on this one, that I think is going to be kind of fun. And they're just some frames that I had left over from something else. So while I'm doing this and then building that cluster that I've already kind of shown you, let me go ahead and do the twist while we're doing this. The twist today comes from Matthew chapter 5. I got to look up, I think, verse 16, but let me be sure. Yes, chapter 5, verse 16. This is from the Sermon on the Mount. And so listen to this and let's see what it says to us today. It says, "In the same way, let your light shine before people so they can see the good things you do and praise your Father who is in heaven." Like I said, this is from the Sermon on the Mount, and Jesus had just finished telling them that they were the salt of the earth and they were like a city on a hill. And then he says, you need to let your light shine. And it's an important verse about telling us that our influence is important, that we have to be a good example for others. And so it's, why do we shine and how do we shine? Well, we shine because we reflect Jesus. If others can see our light, then they can see Jesus in us, and that's what's important. And then, why do we shine? What's the purpose of our light? It's so that in this dark world, and it is a dark world, it's a sinful, dark world, that others can find God. And then when they see our light shine and they see the light, then they can praise the Father that's in heaven. So our influence is very important. And that was what Jesus was telling that crowd that day, that our influence is very important. Let's see, I could bring that down so that it's in behind my pig and then trim that off. Pull that in. I love this pig. This pig is from Kathy Fagel. She's a close to my heart rep, and she has a channel. I haven't seen much from her, actually, since Close to My Heart is no more. But I like that. I really like that. Okay, let's get our... let's get this down where we want it. But anyway, she had a channel, and I really liked watching her. And I had bought like some flip-flaps and some things like that from her. And as a little gift, she sent me a couple of these little pigs. And I loved them. And so I wanted to use one, and I thought it looked really cute with this color and this paper. Let's get this little thing in there. And I might actually cut that and use part of it for something else sometime. Let's see where it would need to be cut, or if I have room to cut it. Yes, I think I do. I think I want to cut it where it's going to be under that flower right there, so that it's not really sticking out from under my pig. And then maybe right up here. And I might be able to tuck this like somewhere, over here. Like somewhere up in there or something, just to kind of bring that shape in again. So let's see where that needs to be. About like that, I think. Oh, I got to get my this in there. That's part of what I really like. I don't want to forget about it. And I may want it even with the bottom of the page. Let's see. Do I want it there, or do I want it there? And then put my little pig like that. I'm kind of thinking I like that better. I'm kind of thinking, and do I want it further this way? With that point coming out a little further out here, maybe. Let's call that good. Let's put it right there and call that good. Okay? And I think I still have plenty of room for pictures and a title and everything. So I think we're good with all that. So we're just going to come to right about there with this. And again, I don't have any idea. I kind of remember this piece of paper, and it was like this pinwheel design, almost like a quilting block, and had all these different pieces, and I've used a lot of different ones. But this one was just the right color to go with this, and so I had it stuck in with it. Okay. I think that needs to go next. And then our pig. Let her just rest right on that little shelf. And then our flower. But I love this flower. It's got all the colors of those flowers. And I thought that's perfect with my little pig. I really don't want this showing down here. So what do I need to do? I need to cut it right. I could cut it right there, because that's where my flower's going to be. And it goes up in under it there. So let's do that. Okay. So my flower's going to be right there. And then my pig should cover that. And I think we got it. I love my pig. Kathy Fiegel, this is so cute. Okay, let's get our pig on there, and then we'll get our flower attached. Don't need a whole lot of glue on this, but just a few kind of major spots. There we go. Doesn't she just make this page? I probably should have put her up on foam tape, but this is so big and dimensional. Actually, I really think I'm going to take this layer off. It's just so thick that it, I love dimension, don't get me wrong, and I use a lot of dimension, but I just don't like to have it so thick that, you know, my pages just get almost out of control. So I'm going to see if I can get this off of here without tearing it up. Man, that is some committed foam tape, I'm telling you. Goodness gracious. Everybody needs to video tearing this stuff off. I haven't been, I apologize for not being quite as organized as I normally am, but this one was, I just got so excited about this little batch of stuff I had when I saw it and thought, oh, how fun. I want to play with that today. And then, you know, an idea crosses your mind and you've got to go across the room and get a punch. And then, oh, and then you get to decide to have this brilliant idea to take foam tape off of the back of something that would normally just kind of come off, but this is not a normally. Man, oh man, that is some foam tape. All right, we're gonna call that good. We are gonna call that good. I should save this layout for my daughter's album, because when she was little, she was such an eater when she was just an infant. Like, you know, a year or two old. We called her Piggy Poo. I finally just had to stop because it was like, you know, that nickname's going to stick with her and it's not going to be good. And I got to trim these things off. And so I should save this and put with her album, but I'm not. I'm going to do it in my 20 Days of Sketches. But that I have another one of those pigs. Kathy sent me two, and I have another one, so I will save it to put in my daughter's album from when she was little. Oh, we gotta get this off. Whoa, I am about to tear things up. I'm just like, who are you today? Okay. All right. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope you love it too. This was fun. And it used some things that I've had a long time, and that was really fun. Okay, so I got to kind of get my mess. I can't stand operating with this mess over here. I've got to put these things in. I'll get those things in with that layout, with that base page, so that I can use them. And with that, when I do that layout, and then let's start the next one. All right. Oops, there's one more frame to put. Okay, so the next one, actually, I think I'm going to jump to, I had this one on top, but I'm going to jump to this one because it does frames too. If you watched my, I think my last one, my last base pages, I had all of these brown scraps together, and this was I had 2 full sheets of paper, and I used the one that was kind of crackly, leathery looking, and I said, oh, but that's really pretty. It's this like real linen-y look, and I love it. I think it's so pretty, but I didn't use it with that other. And so today, when I started to put those away, and I thought, I'm not going to put those away because I want to use that piece of paper. It's from my stash. I'm trying to use my stash, and I think I want to use this. And so I said, okay, what do I want to use it with? Well, I'm going to come back to this because this is what I chose. But I have another one. I wish I had another piece of this because I would definitely make this into like a 2-page, because I loved this with it, and I thought, you know, I could cut along that diagonal and then turn that and do something with those two together, and that would be really cool looking. Or if I had another piece, I could do it on another page and have a 2-piece, but I don't. So anyway, and then I even kind of liked this with it, but when it really got down to it, and I'd been through all of these scraps, this was what I really loved with it. I just thought it was a softer look, and I loved, this is the only piece of this little square is the only piece of this that I have left. I don't remember what it came in. I don't remember the brand, but I used every inch of this except this one little square. And these are some scraps that I had left over from a swap that I made, and I cut a frame from them. And so I wanted to use these frames. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just cut this down so that it's just the frames, and then figure out how to use this. So I think there's some of that. I'm telling you, that tape was something else. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut these down to be the frame. And I don't know. Let's see. This one seems a little bigger than that other one. I'm going to have to cut both ends of this one down, I think. And they're not exactly the same, and that's okay. I don't really care that everything isn't exactly the same. I really don't. Like this side, one side's a little thicker than the other one. I mean, you know, when I was doing this originally, I wasn't even thinking about saving this. And then when I got through with them, I thought, oh, I bet I can use those for something. And sure enough, here I am using them for something. So there's one. Let's do this one. Actually, let's do this one. It seems to be more proportioned, the same as that one. So let's do this one. Okay, now I have another set of these that if I decide, I can use them also. But my thought was that I was going to just put these frames on here, like maybe one at the top and one at the bottom, and have this in the middle, something like that, and just like have that as my thing. And I also thought, you know, I've got these little pieces. If I wanted, I could banner those and run that. I just cut these off, you know, of those ends. I could banner those and run under that. And then I'll put my pictures here. That will be my pictures, so this won't show. Or I could cut this where it actually came on top of it. But I don't really think that's what I want to do. I think I just want, you know, that to show, like my pictures will be like that. And if I will probably, if the picture doesn't take the whole frame, then I'll back the picture with something. But I may try to cut them so that they actually fit just right on those frames. But that was kind of what I was thinking for this one. So I need to just kind of get them straight and glue them on there. So I guess I can actually start with this piece in the middle. I may cut it down just a little, just because I absolutely love this. Now I don't have a place for a title. Unless I did my title on the banner, I guess I could do my title, whatever it will end up being, on that banner. But I could cut this down and have just a tiny bit of this left. Let's just cut it right about there so that we have a tiny little bit of this left just in case we want it for something. Work into an embellishment or something. Okay. All right. Like I said, I am not going to measure this. It's just going to be eyeballing it. So this one is about right. So I'm going to glue this where it needs to go based on that, and then I'll glue those on there. washi that down so that it stays where I want it to. Get it straight. It still needs to come this way just a tiny bit. I think that's good. All right, so that is straight, or as straight as I'm going to get it anyway. So now I can put this under here. And see that heart? So they're going both directions. There are hearts, scrolly hearts in there, but you can put it any direction. So, and I think that's about centered. Maybe over this way just a touch. Good enough for me. Okay. And then this one, and there's going to be a little left over because I'm going to go up under that because I want this the same from the top as this one was. About like that. I could have actually cut off a little more. That's okay. All right, so let's get this one down. I know this video's getting long. I may just do 2. I'll see how long it is when I get this one done. I actually had 3 to do today, but I don't even know how many I've done. I've lost count. I've got to count them. I'm going to try to do a few extras just in case I struggle with pictures to go with them, but at least that's my plan. Okay. That looks pretty good. And I don't think I left any room under that, and I totally intended to. Yeah, I did on that side, and I did on that side, so that I could put that banner under there, because I may very well put the title on that banner. Okay, let's get this one done. And these 2 sets of frames are not exactly the same, so I'm not gonna even get a ruler out to like line them up on one end or anything, because they may not be the same. And then they'd really be off on the other end. So just gonna eyeball it. Close enough for me. Okay, that's the way it's going to be. And then I think we're going to, yeah, I want to just banner those. I'm not going to do them right now because I don't know for sure, but I'm going to leave those so that if we want to, we can banner those and maybe do the title, or if I had more, we could do the title all the way across if we wanted to. So I'm going to leave that intact. I also have another set of frames if I wanted to come in with some pieces of frames, you know, at the corners. That gives me a little bit more possibility there. I have this little piece that matches that if I want to do anything with it. And so I'm going to put that away together for that page kit. Now let me see. I know this is getting long. Oh, yeah, it's already 50 minutes. So that's all for today. I thank you so much for dropping by. I appreciate you. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, if you don't think I'm totally crazy, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. This was kind of a off day as far as me being totally organized, but hey, that's the way we scrap, isn't it? So have a blessed day. And oh, let me tell you, this is preparing for Ginger's Corner Hop that's going to be in November, starts November 1st. And there'll be 20 base pages that we make layouts of one page a day for 20 days. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people are participating, so much talent out there. So it's going to be fun, fun, fun. So catch that starting November 1st on Ginger's Corner. Have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else.